Okay, starting off here, here's the stairs. This wall comes in. I'm calling this Zone 1, the media room. Down this little hallway into Zone 2. And there you can see the mechanical room of the furnace. I believe I called this room Zone 3. And then coming back around Zone 4. And then we can go back into Zone 1 and I can show you what I want to do. So the first thing is, you can see that trunk line coming up there. And that's like that pressed fiberboard stuff. It's not all that hard. I don't think it's metal underneath there. And then coming off of that is there's two feeds to go up into the family room. This one's flex duct. No big deal. But this one's the problem. I need to move that because the way it runs at an angle across the wall. So what I was thinking about doing was, at one point in time I was thinking about just adding another section of this and moving this down so that this trunk line, or not trunk line, but this 8-inch rigid ran straight against the wall. Now I'm thinking maybe the easiest thing to do would be to either take it off right here and seal that up and run it right out the end, which I don't know if you can do that or not, and run it with flex duct, put a T in right here, then have this section, the rigid, run straight down against this wall, and by having a T I can have one drop here in the ceiling. What that allows me to do is to just box out this whole section coming straight across, and then box it out right there and not cutting into the room on a diagonal box. And it gives me one drop, probably my primary drop, because this is going to be the media room right here. The two guys I brought in both said, yeah, down in Atlanta they just keep the drops up high as opposed to bringing them down low, because it's more of a cooling area than a heating area. We'll see. Get your suggestion on that. Going into the bathroom, it's kind of dark in here, but again, there's another piece of this non-rigid here. Now this ceiling is going to be as high as this non-rigid box, and just going to come straight across into this room. And so what I'd like to do here is probably just put a cutout here, a little 4-inch flex line right off the top here, and just have it kick down on the ceiling here. Maybe, preferably, even come off the side, if that's not a big deal, just because it'd be that much easier. Maybe even down here. You'll see on the print that I'm going to wall this off right here. So this room's not going to be as deep as it is right now. That's the bathroom. Going back into Zone 1. Zone 2, the shelves are going to be right there. I'm not doing anything in here. I wasn't going to do a drop. But it does allow you to see the furnace right now. And I wanted to put in a return. So if I leave my drops high, I thought putting a return low would be the preferred method. Again, I think you saw this when you were down here, Matt. This is like that non-flexible stuff. Just cut a hole in here, run my return grill up to there. Just get the stuff at Lowe's and put a return grill right on that 16-inch stud spacing right here. I'll have a question about that. I think matching the volume of air that I have for drops with the return is what I've read I need to do. Don't worry about that room. I'm going to put vents in it, so I'll still have enough combustion air. I'll have vents over on this side. Another option is to put the return over on this side, facing the windows and the side. I think I prefer having it over here. And that's going to be a louvered bifold door right there. Back up a little bit just so you can see the stud spacing and everything. So coming out of the side of the furnace, I've got another section of rigid right here. And I think it's rigid 8-inch. I guess in theory I'd like to cut it somewhere around here. put another T in and just do a drop over there, or maybe put a T right at that turn and run it over to the wall and drop it right in that corner, have a drop in the ceiling. That's going to be boxed out. That's my gas line coming in. So I'm going to box out the gas line. I'm not going to move it. Not the preferred, but, and then that'll all be boxed out, obviously, over to the wall. You can see where that mechanical room is right there. The last drop I want to do is, you can see this line here coming out. It's rigid, and then it goes to flexible up here. Well, yeah, right there. So my thought there was to put a T in on the flex, bring it up and over, down into this corner. Again, this is zone 4, so it'd be the corner of zone 4. I think that one's pretty easy. You know, I might not need that many drops. I could just put a drop over in the media room, a drop right there, and maybe I put my return air here. Don't even fool around with that since it's rigid. You know, and then maybe one in the bathroom too, but with the cold air return right there, or the return line there, maybe if I have my 2 drops there and there to pull it back, that might be enough. This zone, I guess over in this corner, could get cold. One thought is I could very well just put a baseboard heater there just for supplemental if necessary. Just wire that in. But the biggest thing is I don't know how easy it's going to be to move that piece of rigid. Am I going to be able to disconnect it up here? Let me just show you what it looks like underneath there a little bit. I pulled this back. Pull that off. I don't know how easy it's going to be to pivot that against that area there. All right, I'll send you a print. I'll upload this and give me a call.